Right, gonna make myself a cuppa. This meeting's going to start in about 5 minutes ago. Nobody's joined yet. So might as well make myself a cuppa. I'll show you the dog I'm looking after. Been looking after him for quite a number of years now. Yeah, quite a few number of years. Bless him. Getting on a bit now, aren't you, lad? His eyesight's going and he's got selective deafness. So I'll wait a bit longer till people join, or yeah, I'll just basically leave it on. You could just join me doing my bits, but I'll just wait. I'll probably just I put some like example questions on the post, so I'll probably just answer those so there's at least some questions answered. What we know. So there is some clients that said I might be able to join later on, probably towards the end of the Zoom meeting. So I'll basically keep it running for an hour. I've only got an hour because Martin's doing programming training and he needs it at 8 PM. So yes, I've got 50 minutes. So I'm going to make myself a cuppa. I'm going to answer those questions that I put on. Oh, it looks like ladies joining the call. Yeah, gonna watch me make a cuppa. Yep, I'll stay on for 50 minutes regardless of who joins, and we'll just wing it, basically. Nicole, can you hear me? Let's see if she can hear me in chat. Anyway, for tea time, let me move that down. I'm not sure if Nicole can see me or not, but anyway. Yeah, I'll just do some questions and then I'll come up at 8 and I'll send a recording to people, so in case any of those questions I've posted, the answers to those might be helpful for some people, they might not, I don't know. But I said I'd do this Zoom meeting, so that's what I'm doing. Friday night, I should be out somewhere on this possibly, but that's the thing that I underestimated. The amount of people that would be out on a Friday night. I just thought, oh, Friday night people will be getting ready to binge watch Netflix and all that. I thought it'd be a decent time to do it. And then I sent the invites out and all I get is people saying, this is a training what I admit this person, saying that they're all buzz. They're all going out for meals and stuff like that. Like, out. No. No. Hello, Ailey. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just waiting. I think there's some people that might be joining us later, like drop, towards the end or something. I don't know. I've just been basically talking to myself, basically saying that I'm on for an hour. I'm off at 8 because my partner needs Zoom, so it's kicking me off at 8. So when I invited people, it never occurred to me that people would be out on a Friday night. I mean, what's that about? So I'm thinking to myself, everybody like be binge watching Netflix and stuff, so it might be a good time to have it. And I'm getting all these replies going, oh no, I'm out. I'm out doing this, I'm out doing that. I'm like, how dare you go out? It's disgusting. Anyway, so I'm not sure how many people might join or what, but I said I'd do it, so I'm doing it. So bear with me at the minute because there weren't anybody on earlier. So what I'm doing is making myself a cuppa. I'll just show you the dog I'm looking after.
I just joined to be nosy, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Bo. His name's Bo. I've been looking after him for quite a long time now. I've just been playing with him tug of war so that he'll hopefully not mither me. So we'll have to see about that.
I think Cassie's just on her way up. She's just finished a tin of sardines. You can hear her pitter-patting. Yeah, just had a treat of sardines because we've been out all day. So.
Oh, right. Oh, how's she been?
She's been all right, actually. Yeah, she seems to be getting more and more calmer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of the lockdown, but because I was going to ask you on here anyway, but because I know you did the walk, didn't you, that you were going to do? But I can't do midday because of work. So if you do one on a weekend or an evening or anything, let me know. Because she's a nightmare on a walk, so it'd be good to take her.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay, then. Yeah, that's no problem. It'll be the first one I've tried, actually.
Yeah.
So I'll do this, and then I'll try and walk, and we'll just see who like turns up, and just take it from there, basically. So just try these things, haven't you? Like, people might not turn up to this or whatever, but I said I'd do it, so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There was another lady, but I don't know where she disappeared to, so she might come back on again later on. I don't know.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions or anything you want to ask me or like that? Oh, no, you're just watching.
Really? No. I just come to have a nosy, really.
Yeah. I don't know. I've told my mum and she knows about it, so she might be sneaking on later.
To be fair, I had to download the Zoom app because you sent the link on Facebook. So I had to download the Zoom app because I use Teams normally.
Oh,
so I downloaded the Zoom app and then it asked for a meeting ID.
Right.
So I just assumed it'd be the however many digits were on the link, copied that over, and luckily it was.
Yeah. Well, that was good. Good thinking.
So I don't know if people might think I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I just sent it. Some I've sent in the whole invite for people that I think don't know how to use Zoom, but I probably just assumed that you were amongst the ones that had probably used it before, and that's why you've just got that little bit.
Yeah, I thought it's got to be this number.
You've
got to be this.
You figured it out. So I was thinking to myself, I will if nobody comes on or if nobody's got any questions, I would pretty much go through the, you know, I think I put some example questions on the post on Facebook to give people an idea of what to ask me. So I think I'm looking at my phone, that's why I'm not looking at you at the minute. I'm just thought I'd pretty much answer those, and then at least I'm recording this, so then I can just send a copy to people and say, look, I did, even though you couldn't make it, I did do it, and these are the, you know, answers to some of the questions. And then we'll just see if anybody pops on, basically. So you probably already know the answer to all these questions anyway. But let me see, what did I ask? First one I said for an example, I did warn everybody that it'll be a Barnsley accent, so that's Barnsley accent, so that's it.
It's fine. One of my best friends is from Barnsley, and
I
can understand. You understand you better than I can understand him.
I like it. Right, so how did I get into pet sitting? You know this one. And that's pretty much random. It were a flipping car accident. I mean, it was horrible at the time, I must admit. I was off for 7 years off sick. 7 flipping years. Couldn't figure out what was in my back. I kept going from one doctor to another. It was right pain in the ass, I must admit. It was awful. So, but my boss kept my job open while I was off.
Yeah.
So I used to work at Barnsley. I used to work for an insolvency firm in Barnsley, doing bankruptcies and all sorts of stuff. So, and I was on my way to work, and I had an accident. And then from there, I was just passed from one place to another, one hospital to another. But eventually, after like the 7 years, I got a consultant in London to agree to put a camera into my right hip, and that's where they found the problem. I'd torn inside my hip, but because it wasn't showing up on the MRI scans, just there's a little fraction of an area that it wasn't covering, and sod's law, my tear was in that tiny little area that wasn't being shown up on the MRI scans, and that's why they thought nothing was wrong, because they couldn't see anything. So then I paid, it was about $4,000 to go and have this operation done, and they said, oh, if we find anything, we'll be able to sort it all out in the same operation. I'm like, well, thank chuff, I can't afford another one. So he did the camera, I was knocked out, camera, and then he said, yeah, basically we can see the tear, we fixed it, you'll be on crutches for a few weeks, then you'll be pretty much all right. So I've gone home, I'm on these crutches, and it's then that my cousin rang me up saying, you're probably going a bit stir crazy, do you want to come and be stir crazy in my house instead, but look after my dogs and my cats? And I'm like, yeah, all right, fine. So to be honest, I think mum and dad were probably happy for the break. So they were like happy to drop me off. And I stayed there for a fortnight. And then I thought, hang on a minute, I like this. I like being on my own in someone's house and looking after the dogs and stuff. And my cousin were right into the latest films and stuff like that, so I'm watching all them. It were really good, actually. And then I've gone back to work. I'm going back like 2 days a week, 3 days a week, building it up. And then that's when I started having these random phone calls at work saying, oh, you're that dog woman, aren't you? I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, no, yeah, Anna says you look after dogs. And I'm like, I'm at work. I don't know what you mean. I don't. Well, no, yeah, you do. And Donna she was a nurse at the time. She's gone back to work, started telling everybody that she's got a pet sitter and how wonderful it is. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to take phone calls at work, and I'm getting these random people ringing me up. But yeah, I started pet sitting while I was at work. So I'd go to work, I'd come back, go to their house, stay with them, and walk the dogs and feed them, stay overnight, go back to work from their house and just keep doing that. And then it got really, really busy to the point where I thought I can either stay in my job, which is really good money, I've got my house, my car, holidays, everything, or I can miss it and leave. But it was hard because my boss had left me my job open all that time, and he took me back.
Yeah.
And he was really good, and he, you know, really, really supportive. And you feel pretty crap when you think he's done all that and then I'm leaving. So it wasn't easy to do. But I'm glad I did, because you know, you work really hard and this is where you pretty much end up. So I'm glad I did it. That's pretty much how I got into sitting, and I haven't looked back. So although that crash was pretty crap at the time, it's changed my life for sure.
Yeah.
So so you know, something good came out of that. So I'm happy about that. The other question was, what does the sitter need to know before you go away? And you already know all this. You've been at Share Portal, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how many questions there are on that Share Portal.
It's like doing a degree for
Exactly.
your dog.
I know, I'm a nightmare. I keep adding
But
questions.
then I filled it in, and then I was like, I've not told them about this, Ben. Oh, what if they don't know about this? And then I think, because you just think, you automatically assume that the person coming has never met a dog in their life, so you have to tell them all about your dog's life.
Oh. Yeah, I know. There's so many questions on even just the pet details. Oh man, there's a lot in there, and I keep adding them.
Yeah.
I keep going, oh, I need to know that, and I'll tell Martin, because I've designed it all, and Martin programs it. So between us,
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I want this changing, oh, I want that changing, and then he goes and does it, and then I'll change my mind again, and oh, honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't heard it. So
To be fair, every time I go on it, I have to change my password again because I bloody forget.
I don't know. It's good though, I must admit. It's better than having it used to be on paper, that what we call CIP.
Yeah.
It used to be on, it were like 20 pages long. It were a lot. But now, being on computer, you can access it whenever you want, update it, and it's instant, and it's all saved. It's a lot easier. But yeah, it's a lot in it. So what I need to know basically is on that Share Portal. So like, if there's anybody who wants to be watching this, they'll get a link to the Share Portal, which you've already got, and a username and password, which you clearly can change whenever you forget it. And then it goes through your information, like your house details, doesn't it? It goes through the pet details, it goes through your vet release form, whether we can use your car or not, all loads and loads of terms and conditions, everything. And then from there, the Share Portal allows for you to look on when when you're on holiday. That's when you can look on and see what the sitter's been doing. So whether the sitter's fed your dog, walked there, and all that kind of stuff, you know, throwing at tennis balls in field, and all. Is she still doing that? She's still ball mad.
Well, I remember I was logging on. I was actually showing my mum and dad last holiday. I was like, look, David's just took her out. They've just been for a play.
Oh, isn't it? It's good because me being a control freak, I can log in as well, and I can see like behind the scenes. So I can see that it's been on. I can see the pictures and the videos and stuff. So I can log on with either David or Sue, and I can see what they're up to while I'm working. So it's just a way of knowing that everything's all right. So yeah, everything we need is on that Share Portal, and you know that. I like almost ask for like your life details and everything. Honestly, I know that it's a lot, but once I've got it, I've got it. Yeah, this was an example question. How can I reduce my pet's anxiety while like packing my clothes away and stuff? That came up because
when I go to a pet sit, like this one was doing it, Bo here, nudging me phone. She did the share portal, this lady, my client, she filled the share portal in, and then just before she went, oh, I'm just going to leave you some more, just to make, I know I don't need to, but I'm leaving you another note. It's for my benefit, not for yours. It's just to make me feel a bit better, because at the minute is upstairs laid in my suitcase, and it won't come out. And I'm like, I get that quite a bit. There's quite a lot of other clients that have got cats. They'll do the same.
Yeah.
As soon as you get your suitcases down from loft or wherever it is they are, your pet will end up either putting all your clothes out or laying on top of them, or not, just refusing to budge, basically. And I think a lot of it, personally, what I think a lot of it is they will remember the scent of your suitcases. Your suitcases will still have the scent of the airport and people handling them and all sorts of stuff. They'll know that it represents you going away. So as soon as the suitcases come out and you start packing your clothes and all these kind of things, dogs, I knew a toy poodle that was getting so bad he would have a fit, an actual fit, if he saw the suitcases and things, because he would get himself so et up over it, knowing that they were going. So I basically said to people, if you can, leave it to the last minute to get your suitcases out, or leave them in the room where your pet can't get to them. So leave them in the spare room or something, and just make sure that that door is shut, so that they don't get to see them, they don't get to smell them, they don't have that build up, because that's like one of the first triggers. And then you'll be doing something else which you only kind of like do when you're getting on holiday and things like that. And that'll build up, and then that'll build up. By the time you've actually left, the dog is like super excited or anxious, and then they can go off the food and that kind of stuff. I mean, it doesn't last long. When we get there, I always say to people, first day, first night. That's all it will take, really. The first day and the first night, your dog is likely to be off the food or perched on your back of your couch or whatever, peering through a window, all forlorn and upset and traumatized and all that kind of thing. But then they will come round. They're basically like, it's like an almost switch. They like look at you and then they go, oh yeah, it's you in it. Oh, all right. And then they kind of like come round, and then we're the best.
I think Cassie looks forward to it. I think she sees our suitcases and goes, oh,
it's late.
Honestly, I think she looks at him and thinks, I'm going to have peace and quiet from that kid for a full week.
Bless her. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, she's so sweet. Yeah, so like I say, some people's pets do get anxious a bit, but I think it's just, you see, you'll also get excited and things. Your body will change because you're getting excited because you're going away. Or sometimes it's not always excitement. Sometimes it can be a bit stressful if you're going away. If something's like the flight's been delayed, or you can't find your favorite bikini or something, you're then not only excited but a bit stressed. Well, your dog can smell that a mile away. It takes nothing for them to know. So it's all just, it just causes more upset than actually it's necessary. So it's just kind of like treating it as though you're just going to work and that's it. Just go and leave, and then we'll sort the rest out. But yeah, usually first day, first night, they might be off the food, but I don't worry, because I know full well a dog will always eat when it's hungry. It will only go so long without food. So it's not a big deal, basically. So that way, I think that why I wanted to put it on there. I don't want people unconsciously winding the dogs up when, there's things that you can do, just simple things that you can do that just prevents that kind of anxiety, really.
Yeah.
Let me see, what other ones were there? What do I do with my time? What do I do with my time when I'm at your house? Yeah, watch telly. What I will do is
Me
basically,
too.
I will drink all your Yorkshire tea, and if there's any Nutella in the house, that's gone. If there's any any Nutella, basically, it's my latest vice. In fact, I prefer Nutella now over double deckers. That's how much I like it. I used to love double deckers, and now I don't eat them anymore. I'm just too busy stuffing my face with Nutella. So bad.
But wait until you see Joshua, their sweet and chocolate cupboard. Christ.
Really?
So yeah, I'm sure there's a tub of Nutella in and all, to be honest.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Pancake day coming up in it. You've got to have it in.
Yeah, of course you've got to have it in. No, so if I'm not like watching Netflix, and there's people that I've got my own Netflix account, but people will say to me, oh, just use ours, it's fine. And I have to say, hang on a minute, I love horror and sci-fi and stuff. So if you're used to rom-coms and things, it's going to be a really bad idea, because you're going to get back and you're going to be like suggested to watch Saw 4 when really it's not your type of film. And I think this is what's going to happen. So they're like, no, it's fine. And then like next time I'm there going, do you want to use your own Netflix account? Like, because again, we're getting like recommended these films and it's not quite our taste. So
No, I'm not a horror fan. All mine
No.
are Disney.
Yeah, this is it. I could never use your Netflix account. That would be a really bad idea.
No,
But
I
if I'm
started
not-
watching
Yeah,
the Bates Motel series.
right.
And I said to Ben, these are starting to freak me out a bit, this. I don't know if I can carry on watching it. It's giving me like a few nightmares.
Yeah,
He
if
went,
you're
yeah,
used
it's
to
based on the
Disney.
Psycho film. That's why. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What do you think it was?
I just thought it were a programme on Sky. Didn't know.
Oh no.
Didn't- Based on a bloody horror, no wonder I didn't like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Because I'm thinking it's not Disney. That's definitely not a Disney.
So like, no,
Honestly,
not for
girl.
me. Too scary.
Yeah, that is scary. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm not like putting loads and loads of horror and sci-fi on Netflix and stuff, I'm either like walking the dog. What is he doing now? Now, I'm either like walking them or playing with them. I like to do like find games and stuff. So I'll get their. I'm not really. I'd get like if they have biscuits, fried little biscuits, food and stuff, which is like usually this size dog usually has. I'll just take a few of those out and then I them around the house and things like that, and then get them to. So they're still having the same amount of food, but they're having to like work for some of it, and it's all just good for the mind, and it's a little bit of more, just motion really, just moving around. So I like to do that, and it kind of like tires them out. So like for like a 5-10 minute game, I might get them to like sleep for half an hour, which is great for me. And if I'm not doing that, I'll read a book. These aren't mine. I'm clearly not at my house. They aren't mine. I like horror movies and horror books. I'm trying to read more stuff like things that are like mindfulness stuff, which is like thinking more like positive, or thinking if something would normally piss you off, trying to change the way you react or how long you react for, so you don't dwell on it,
I think I need a few of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to read books instead of being like obsessed with horror all the time. I'm trying to like be a bit more upbeat instead of like all the time. So I'm trying to read books like that, basically, that are like help you, because they'll help with my business, and they'll let I'm trying to keep me sane, I think. So I do that. Otherwise I'm on my computer all the time. I'm either doing quotes or invoices or seeing if my sitters are free. If they're free, can they do a job? I'm looking at this guild thing with where I'm wanting to get more sitters. That's the plan. That's the big plan now. I've got to the point where I can pretty much, like next year, I'm wanting to cut my hours down. I don't want to be working every single day of the year. I want to be like trying to slow down a bit. That's the plan. But then I've got this guild idea, which is going to take up all my flipping time. But I want to have more sitters because I've got loads of clients. I can't help because I can only be in one place at one time. But it's scary. It's scary taking sitters on because you want them to do exactly what you want. And the people at the end of the day, you can't control the way a person is or feels or thinks. So the minefield. But if I don't try, then I'll not know. So
no,
it's a big thing. But yes, I'm either on computer or tormenting dogs. Usually, that's what I'm usually doing at people's houses. It's usually flipping work. This is why I've created the share portal, because it's supposed to, when I let it, it's supposed to, it's an automated system. So it sends out the emails for the quotes, the invoices, arranging pet meetings, checking that you've filled in all your sections on the CIP, all that kind of stuff. Adding the share portal itself so that we can update you while you're away. It's designed to go through each of those steps, but because I'm a control freak, what I end up doing is sending it to me first, the email to me first, to make sure that I'm happy the way it's laid out before then going into the share portal and going, yes, I'm happy, and then it sends it to the client. So I'm like, oh, I'm doubling up my work just because I just can't send it to the client directly out me having to like read everything. I am a nightmare. So eventually the plan is to like just slow down a bit and allow it to do the job, which is it's more than capable of doing. It's me that's got a problem of letting go,
checking it.
It's me. I'm my own worst tripping enemy. I drive myself flipping mad sometimes, honestly. But yeah, the plan is to let the share portal do it, which will free up my time to do other stuff. What other questions were there? Yeah, where do you think the guild idea will lead? Yeah, my plan is to pretty much take over the UK in a sentence. I pretty much want loads of sitters that I train, and they appreciate how hard I flipping work to get Sitter for Pets to where it is. They respect how I run my business and want to be a part of it. And I'll run the business because we've already established a complete control freak. I will run everything. And then I want sitters just to say whether they're free or whether they're not free, do the sit like David does and like Sue does, just like I would do. It's just that I'm not physically at the house sitting looking after your dog. It will be someone on my behalf. So they will do whatever I would normally do. It's just that I'm booked elsewhere. So I want like, say 10 sitters around like Doncaster area, Wakefield, Barnsley, places like that. And like I say, they take on the clients that I'm just too busy and I'm having to turn away. And then from there, I'll clearly be taking like a commission because I'm doing all the admin, I do the insurance, I'll be offering training, I'll be offering mentoring, all that kind of stuff. So then that'll become like part of my income where I can take a step back. So I'm not always house sitting. and then I can put more time and effort into creating this guild, so that I'll have I'm already calling them like portal people. So like the share portal, it's become the portal, and I'm going to have like, I'll be the first one in Doncaster, and then what I'm going to do is, one, I've got like 10 sitters or so around this area, and it's all working, and I've let go of the share portal and I've let it do its job, and eventually I am going to pretty much copy this and get a portal person somewhere else in the UK. Then I will train that person to use the share portal, and they'll get their own clients in their area, and they'll get their own sitters in that area, and then I will like take commission from creating that portal there. And then that works off the pace, that plan. So it's like massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's going to be loads and loads of work. It's going to be daunting, quite scary. But the work's there, isn't it? The clients are there. The need is there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, someone's got to do it, so I might as well do it.
I know, I'm forever seeing people. I need a sitter and I need a sitter for you're not having mine, she's already booked up. I need my holidays.
I know, honestly, I almost died the other day when one of my did you see it? I got a review off Google, I think it was, and I looked after a dog, a little tiny little chihuahua called Larry Bat, but they used to call him Batshit. This little tiny chihuahua called Batshit. It was so cute. Anyway, it was my first sit. Not looked after him before. I was there about a week, and then like part of the automated system is to see if they're okay. And they got the review request, and then the first sentence was, I have one major complaint about Eleanor. And that's all I saw.
Oh, yeah, I did see it, yeah.
I could kill her. Because that's all I saw. And I'm like, oh, shit. What have I done? What have I done? Have I left something in house? Have I done something? Honestly. I'm like, I can't open this flipping review fast enough on my phone. I'm like panicking, going, oh, no, what have I done? What have I done? And then that's when I realised that
Hello.
it's because she can't get me again. Who is this?
So we've got a visitor. Cassie.
Hello, Smiler.
All right, she's
Oh,
clawing me.
dear.
Clawing
you
me
come
because
to
she
see
wants
what we're doing?
attention. So
Aw.
maybe. Oh, that all right then. All right.
Hello. Oh,
You get comfy. You get comfy then.
You're just checking to see what you're doing. Be nosy.
So it's the fact that she claws like, why aren't you tickling me? I'm here now.
Yeah, exactly. It's right demanding, isn't it? Going, how dare you?
How dare you just sit there and not tickle me?
She's
Got a spot on the floor now. Got a spot on the floor. She's comfy.
Yeah, so
Didn't think it'd be long.
That's pretty much it. I think those are the things I thought. Well, I'll answer those questions since I put them on. That last one wasn't there. I think I put something like what's the recruiting process for sitters? Yeah, ball ache. It's the stuff I do. I must send them mad before they even join, because I've on the share portal, as well as like clients and stuff, I've now got a part where sitters can, or potential sitters can sign on, just like you do. And then there's like about, I think there's 3 or 4 stages. So like the first stage is where I say to them, this is how I run my business. This is what I will do for you. This is what I expect from you. And that's like about 10 pages long. Not much, just 10 pages.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. And then there's like the codes of conduct as well. That's a couple of pages of stuff. And then like an example contract in there, the privacy policies in there, quite a lot. How much it's going to cost, because I will pay for things like the online courses, like the pet first aid. There's a pet first aid course online. There is a pet sitting diploma I did yonks and yonks ago. That's online.
Yeah.
There's like I want them to wear a t-shirt. So I'll pay for the logo in and all that kind of stuff. The pet first aid you can do in person as well, and I prefer them to do both the online one and the in-person one. Now that we can, so what I'm trying to do is like get like 3 or 4 sitters, hopefully,
yeah,
you know, on the same level, so that I'm not just going with one. It's quite expensive, but to go with 3 or 4 and like make a day of it. But with things like that, I've said I think it's about £40 a person, so I've said to split it really, because you can use that information for your own pets as well. So it's not just for my benefit that they're getting this, you know, these courses and this education really.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I asked them to put towards the other stuff that I pay. And it's all on there, it's all up front. So if they can't handle the way my 10-page procedures looks like, then they don't get any further, basically. It'll just stop there. Plus, you're kind of going to be a bit wary as well, which is hard, because I don't want to like put everything on there and then they think, oh well, thanks for letting us know how your business runs, I'll just go and copy it, or oh, that looks good, I will copy that idea and use it in my business, or you know, things like that. So I'm only giving them so much, and then if they pass that and they're happy with that, then I'll give them more information and more information and try and do it like that.
Yeah.
I can't go into this not trusting people, but I can't go in it being naive either. So it's like it's like a balance between wanting these to get giddy and think, oh, I've got a sitter, and tell them everything and it all work out, and it's not always like that. So yeah, there's a lot. There's like an interview, there's background checks, there's police checks, there's a lot to do, but I want there to be a lot to do, because the more they're willing to do, the more I know that they're the right person.
Yeah.
There was some, I think there was one lady, possible sitter, but once I sent the procedures and things, and then when she realized that she needed to do the pet first aid online, which my other sitters have done, and I think they did it in like a day or two, just doing a module now and then over a couple of days.
Yeah.
But she said, oh, I'm not doing that, I don't see why I need that. But I'm like, I can't let you go into one of my clients' houses, and then if the dog's not well or something, you not having a clue what to do about it, that don't look good on me. So I'm like, well, if you can't do these things or refuse to do these things because you don't agree with it, then you're not the sitter for my business. You'll, you know, go somewhere else or something. So yeah, they have to jump through so many hoops. If you want to know how many hoops there are, ask David. I'm sure he remembers them quite clearly, even from like 5 years ago. No, it's only got worse.
I can imagine.
I'm terrible. But you've got to do it, haven't you? Because I can't just take
Reflects
anybody
you
on.
though as well, doesn't it? Yeah. Reflects you in your business.
Exactly.
And it's like it shows, because like Cassie's an actual diva and she doesn't really like men. But the minute David leaves and we get home, she pines for him like she's going to miss him for the rest of her life.
Oh, yeah, it is good. It takes a lot to find these people, but then when you have, then it's worth it. And I mean, they keep saying to me, Eleanor, we were retired when we met you, and that was 5 years ago. And it's like, we were fine, we were retired, and then you turned up. And it was like, we're going back to full-time work. Like, oh, shut up. Enjoy it, really?
They love it.
Exactly.
They love it.
So yes, what I would like is like 10 more Davids and 10 more Sues, and I'm laughing. You know, I'd definitely be
anyone in
taking over the world.
pipeline?
There's a couple, yeah. There's a lady that is already a self-employed pet sitter in Doncaster, and she loves the animal side and the pet sitting side and everything, but not so much. She can like take or leave the business side, not so much bothered about the business side, which works for me because I want to do the business side. So
Yeah.
that's a possible. So she's like on the first stage, and then a random message this morning from a young lady, 23. She's done animal cares and all sorts of courses already, wanting to do. She's done a veterinary nurse course. She was thinking about starting like a veterinary nurse and working up, but she's. I wonder if there's anything else. And she says, last night, well, 3 a.m. this morning, she's thinking there's got to be somewhere where I can pet sit, because she's been pet sitting for her sister's dog, and I really like it. So there's got to be somewhere where I can do it, but not on my own business, like join a company and do it that way.
Yeah.
So she was scrolling Facebook this morning, and she's come across my business and sent me a message this morning, and then I've had a video chat with her this afternoon, and she sounds really promising. So that's maybe 2 already. So we'll have to see. So
It's the past the elegant test.
yeah, that's it. You know what I'm like. You see, I'm a tyrant.
The thing is, for me, is I must have spent about 2 months searching for a sitter that I thought were good enough to look after my dog, how I
Oh.
would look after her. And it took me a long time. I'd been messaging friends. Because obviously we used a different pet sitter before you, if you remember. We used one of the ones where we dropped them off at the house that they moved down to Cornwall. But it were a lot of stress for her. And it's like, we looked at boarding kennels, she'll never cope there. And we looked at so many different options, and it must have been about 2 months worth of looking before we even found you.
Wow.
And I think I found you on Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it was because of that, and with the minute that I spoke to you that day on video call, I said to Ben, yeah, that's our sitter. After all that, I'd spoke to people before, and I'm like, no, they don't understand, because there were things like you'd have little conversations with people, and you'd say, oh, well, she's a bit reactive towards animals because she's border collie, and they'd go, oh, well, we do have ducks flying at garden. I'd be like, no, she can't go there. But then you say stuff like that to you, and you're like, yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
My border collie doesn't
Normal
like,
behaviour.
she gets it.
The nutters.
Like, they get it. They know she's crazy. She'll fit in.
That is crazy. Yeah, got it.
But we knew from the get-go, the minute I got off the phone, I said, no, that's our sitter, that's it.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is really good. Yeah, that is really good. Well, this is I'm wanting like more clients like you, where we get you and you get us. You know that how intense I am with this Sitter for Pets. It's my baby, this business. I've worked so hard to get to where I am, that I want clients that respect what we do. There's so many now, Hayley, pet sitters that will do it for free, for the accommodation swap, basically. And it's difficult to, like, then in a massive pool of sitters that don't charge, to then charge a fee for something that someone else is doing for free. It's difficult, but it was always going to be a business for me, and I want it to be a business like. So we're friendly but professional, and it's a paying business, because I go to so much lengths to make sure everything runs the way it does. So I want to be completely separate from the ones that do it for free, or the home boarders, or the kennels, because it's a completely different service.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Different.
want, really.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like I know I had a bit of anxiety the first time because it was the first time we ever had anyone in our own. And I'm gonna be honest, when I still tell people now, they're like, "What? Someone stops at your house?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they find it so strange. They
I
don't
know.
understand it.
I know, this is it. I get
And
some people, and they're still ringing me up now. And I'll say, yeah, we stay in your house. She goes, you do what? We stay in your house. Oh, I'm not having a stranger in my house. I'm like, you haven't got anything I haven't seen before, lass. I'm not interested. I'm there to look after your pets, not root around your bottom drawer. But anyway, stick them in kennels then.
It is like we've got a neighbour, and she were like, I'd explained to her and said, "There's going to be a man stopping at the
There's
house.
going to be a man in the house.
Called David. He's fine." And I went over and told nosy neighbour off Cross Road as well. I was like, "Sonia, it's going to be a random man in the house. It's fine. He's supposed to be there." So they were all like, "All right." And she's got a few spaniels.
No.
And said, "You know this pet sitter? Yeah. They're good, aren't they?" I said, "Yeah, they're brilliant. And she says, "We took them to kennels, they didn't like it. When I next go on holiday, I'll get a number." I said, "All right then." I said, "When they're there, I'm just pop off at fence and say hello to them when they're in garden."
Of course, yeah. Well,
Because
that's
they
good.
normally pop head off at fence, and Cassie gets face on a bit and gets a cuddle from neighbour. But I said, "Just pop your head off at fence and have a
Yeah, just
conversation."
pop
with them."
over. Fine. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so yeah, that's it pretty much. It's almost 8 o'clock, but yeah, like I said, this is what this guild is for, so that I can help more clients like you, and I can get more sitters like David, and then I'm not turning so much work down, but it's an opportunity for me to then be able to have more income basically, but not be working so much for that kind of income. So I can become a manager in my own business, and then maybe even train someone to run the automated system, so that is the person still doing automated system, but it won't be me. I just need to I need to just stop.
Take a step back. That's what a business is. That's what the chiefs do.
That's it.
The chiefs.
I like it.
What the chiefs do.
Oh, and it's been brilliant chatting to you. Thank you very much for being nosy.
No worries.
And dropping on. So thank you very much for this. I will, if you don't mind, I will be putting a link on for people just to be able to, listen to us really, and so they get to know more about it, and they'll be able to know the answer to those questions. So thanks very much for that. It's been a brilliant help.
No worries.
And, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, sweetheart.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.